what's unique, I mean, I've lived through a few. 2001 was certainly a shock event where you had the World Trade Center and the disaster around 9/11 and how that impacted business. I mean, at the time, the economy was getting frothy anyway due to the dot-com boom and bubble. And then you had, but those are moments in time that just happened, and you knew while you were in it that things would get better, right? So there was some degree of certainty that this is just a normal economic cycle, and these things happen, and people were saying just hang in there for a few years and things will get better. Same thing with 2008, right? I mean, that destroyed kind of like the housing market, and the banking sector took its licks on that one. But you knew that once you got the stimulus in the system, and once all the governments kind of pulled every lever they could to get the economy going, you knew that was something that was going to kind of solve itself. What's unique about this is the uncertainty around it, right? I'll be the first to admit when it first came down. I mean, I literally just got off a plane from London, and then by the end of the week, I was told not to come to work anymore. My kids were pulled out of school, and just the swiftness of the impact of COVID has been pretty amazing to watch. Now, I had thought that Q2 would just be kind of like a lost quarter. We're just going to have to trudge through it and see what happens, and hope for the best. But what I've learned, and I learned this pretty quickly in early May, was that the degree of uncertainty in this environment today is prolonged. And for us as CROs, it's a really challenging time. We need to figure out exactly like how do we set ourselves up for the rest of the year, and then how do we do planning in 2021 in a post-COVID, hopefully a post-COVID world, right? And what happens if it's not a post-COVID world? What happens if we're still in it in 2021, right? Now, all indicators say that, vaccines may be available and things may be calming down, but this thing is so unpredictable, and that unpredictability is really what's causing a tremendous amount of anxiety, not only in the business community, but in society in general. And the fact that it's global in nature. I mean, my APAC team is feeling it as just like my EMEA team is feeling it. And there's no pockets of health at the moment, which is very, very different than really anything I've experienced. And I think for us, we just need to really kind of sharpen our game, make sure you kind of tackle and maintain the fundamentals of sales, up your inspection of deals. Buying cycles have changed, buying cycles have elongated, buying decisions have gone up to the C-suite as people hoard their cash. So there's a lot of interesting market dynamics going on right now that you didn't necessarily see in those previous downturns. And I think it's fueled by the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the future. I can't predict what's going to happen. I'm a glass half full person just by nature. So, I'm hoping and praying that there's a vaccine, and that vaccine comes in the end of the year, and that we all get inoculated and we just go on about our regular lives in 2021, and we can see this great economic rebound in 2021. That's what I'm hoping for. But then again, I was also hoping for this to be a quarter event when it hit in March. So it's very difficult to predict the future on this one. I think that's what's causing a lot more anxiety than normal.